Gatomon is Tailmon in Japanese. Therefore, Tails never fails.
Except it did.
No, I got what I wanted. You should have bet on Tailmon, Shogun.
A bet on Tailmon indeed is the play. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. We're going to be seeing a little bit of Justimon and Imperaldramon for this matchup, as Minikill was getting ready for the just past Ultimate Cup, where he did go 6-2. Actually playing one of these matchups, Imperaldramon, as we expected it to be pretty common, it was indeed. Hotmon into Toy Agumon, a good start for him. I'm going to see the Strikemon built up in the back, and a Kazu going to come down for 3. Jamming its Veemon, going to come out and swing, draw 1 for the jamming, and soon Rizamon is going to go straight to trash. Because he did put me at 3, just a little bit too high of the memory. It means Stingmon can come down for free, and the Jogress for Paildramon. Gonna swing once and unsuspend. Gain 1 memory off the Veemon, and thanks to jamming, it is gonna go straight through. Gonna see double Hammer Spark and a Davis come down to memory choke at 1. Search top 3, see 2 blue-green targets, so the blue and green is fulfilled. Strong start for Imperaldramon, definitely a high roll here, and it does build off of the fact that he did put me at 3. Definitely want to be a little bit more reserved with that memory if you are going into that stack. Megadramon going to come out, and that is going to pass the turn. Blocker will be set up for the next turn, but that's if he even gets to play it out. 3 security left, jamming goes down, swing unsuspend, and gain the memory as well, going up to 2. Monodramon is going to hit the trash. So 2 security left, and we're just going to go wide here. Once again, memory choke at 1. The ST9 Veemon searching the free type, just a single target, rather than the BT8 going for the dual color. Would have actually been pretty good with the dual colors, as we bottom deck a Davis and Ken as well as the Megadeth. Commandramon goes down, and he does gain the 1 memory for that Kazu. Wondering what he wants to do here. The Justimon doesn't appear to be in hand, and he is going to go for the Mechanorimon. Set up a blocker. It means that the jamming Veemon's not going to be able to, or jamming XV rather, not going to be able to swing in indiscriminately because it's 6k, and it will restand itself if it successfully blocks a Digimon. Lydramon though going to be resting that. The suspend, since it is a level 4, swing unsuspend, draw for jamming, draw for blue Digimon, unsuspend, gain 1 memory, and then swing for game. Nice little cleanup. A high roll game for Imperaldramon. It happens to the best of us. Pretty quick game, and he's going to answer back with a memory choke, putting me at 1 Tankmon, getting him nice and fast up the stack. So we're going to just go with the ST9 Veemon, looking for a level 4. Instead, just going to put a Veemon on the field. Once again, just getting that search cycle, because we expect the level 5 to be coming out. It does indeed. Cyberdramon puts us on 1, keeping the choke. Just going to swing in, delete the Digimon, and go up to jamming XV. No tamers in play, so just going to be passing back this memory choke after memory choke. Monodramon going to hit the field, looking to try and solve that tamer crisis. Add all black tamers, only hits Rio though, so a relatively low roll there, but still at least brings out 1. Gonna swing in for free. Hammer Spark. I actually thought I had a Stingmon in hand here, but unfortunately did not, so a little bit of an overcommit. Gonna put the ST9 Veemon down, pick up 1 target. Definitely a little bit of over-aggression here, as the Stingmon that was searched now hits the field. So a Jogress will come the next turn. But the XP is relatively safe until he Digivolves into the Tankmon, but an unfortunate misplay here. Chooses to Digivolve into Justimon Blitzarm, going to delete the Stingmon. But because he didn't swing over the XV first, he is going to leave the XV in play, which is going to get a little bit of extra chip damage. Swings in, get that draw going. It's definitely getting deleted next turn, as we don't have the memory this time for the Stingmon. He quite rightly put me at 2. Lydramon goes to hand. No tamers in play though. He is going to have to pass turn if he wants to put the Rio down in order to start getting those pop effects on the Justimon. But Justimon obviously wouldn't be able to attack if the Tamer goes down. This time he makes sure to deal with the jamming X Veemon. And I was just explaining to him that he could have done it last turn if he'd just swung with the Tankmon before digivolving into the Justy, which would have kept him on 3 security rather than the current 2 that he's sitting at, versus a fully healthy stack from 5 down to 4, swings in to the Stingmon. Both units rested, and a Rio does come down. Now going to be able to start clearing my board every time he attacks in future. No Dramon or Justies in play. Does have Reboot though, so he's going to get away with that for free. Jamming Veemon swings in, hitting the Grumblemon. Elydramon going to come down. And a Megadeth now that we do have the blue and green in play. Justimon going to be bounced back to hand. But the Tankmon is still in play, so it could actually just come straight back down relatively quickly. Would have to go for a D Brigade level 5 if we wanted to keep it the same turn. Instead, sets up the blocker. Swing in with the Monodramon to hit over the XV, tapping the Rio to give it plus 1000. With the Hotmon as well, it does go up to 3k, so it's just enough to clear the Veemon without trading. We're going to see the Digivolution into Gardramon. It is going to be rested though, so it's not going to be able to block on this next turn. But as long as he Digivolves into the Justimon that we expected, won't be able to swing over it anyway because he now has blocker on that Mega level Digimon. And when Digivolving was able to pop the Elydramon, Armour Purge down. So this one's just going to be a little bit of a passive turn. We know we can't do anything to punish the Gardramon, so might as well just set up in the back. XV, and then the BT8 Veemon actually only hits the Dragon mode. We're looking for a level 5 here. Definitely have the ability to put Stingmons down. And only with only one Tamer in play, we're not too worried about board clear all that much. Once again, he's put in a situation where he needs to pay memory in order to drop a Tamer. Even if it was to Digivolve into a Cyberdramon to drop the Rio for free, he's still passing turn. Was going to declare attack, but actually rolls it back, choosing to just go wide with the blockers, put Mechanorimon down, realizing with only one Tamer, he wouldn't be able to pop the Veemon and get the restand, so instead wants to keep it safe. We're going to suspend the Mechanorimon with the Elydramon, and jamming Veemon, just getting that draw off the jamming. We know it's going to die, but we're really just trying to cycle here as best we can and swing in to threaten the extra damage. He's going to force the Justimon to block here, or just take the hit. He chooses to let it take the hit, and the board is cleared. Not going to bother swinging for game because we all know that it's not going to be able to do it. Blue memory boost for 3, passes it over. I'm going to bottom deck to Davis. So no Tamers in play on Imperial's side. But at least we'll have that extra 2 memory to pop later. 4 wide now with 3 blockers. Could actually start doing some serious damage to security if we go for a swing in with the Monodramon and 2 swings with Justy, bring it down to 1-0 if things all go to plan. Instead, choosing to go for the blocker again. That's 3 blockers and Rio comes down. Searching for the Dramon, gets the Mega Dramon, and bottom decks the rest. Last egg here on the side of Imperial. The draw 1 for having 7 or fewer Veemon. Not exactly going to be having any effect. Kind of a dead card in hand this late in the game. Jamming Veemon once again, going to be coming down on top of it. So really the Veemon underneath didn't actually matter. Blue memory boost delay effect, going to pop that for 2. And we are going to go for the Stingmon to choke at 1. This at least forces... No, I'm not actually sure why you would want to go for the Stingmon here, because either way it gets popped. I think it's to threaten for lethal. And just keep that presence there, because now you've got 2 green bodies on the board. You either use both Justimon effects in order to pop both, which I think is the play here. He's going to pop both, and he's swinging at security with both Rios tapped, and he swings straight into the Megadeth. He was sure that it had been bottom decked, but unfortunately that was the game before. And despite a good plan to get rid of those green sources to try and stop the Jogress, Megadeth in security does what it do. Can suspend one and bounce a suspended target back to the hand. So I can suspend a blocker for the sake of it, and then bounce Justimon back to the hand, deleting the stack underneath. Really, really unfortunate there. He was playing incredibly well. Actually, a little bit foreshadowing for what would happen in Ultimate Cup in this exact matchup. Unfortunately, did hit into Megadeth in security. It's really just the bane of his existence. One memory to play with. At least has 3 blockers. One of them is suspended. And it's one of the ones without reboot underneath, so it's definitely not going to be in any play in the next turn, but still, as long as he goes for the choke, there is no blue memory boost anymore. Just won't be able to threaten for lethal just yet. No Tamer either to hybrid over. Honestly, still looking pretty comfortable. Just goes for the final Zubagon punch in order to memory choke at 1. Gives the extra DP to the blocker, but it's not actually going to matter. Since we are at 1, any Digivolution is going to pass the turn straight back over, and we're just going to have the Lydramon go back in, resuspend that Mechanorimon, keep it suspended, as it technically is the most fearsome blocker on the field right now. Just showing that both Megadeths have been played. There was the one that was early, and the one that he hit in security. There's only 2 Megadeth in this deck profile. Once again, because that first game was so fast, you did feel like the visual confirmation of bottom decking the Megadeth in that first game was actually this one. He's going to swing in with the Tsunorizamon, tapping both Rio. Might as well. Goes for 4k, and he's going to swing in. Hits a Davis and Ken, so the Tsunorizamon is actually going to survive. That's going to give a little bit of extra memory over to the right player. Tsunorizamon, though, actually mostly unchecked here, because there's 3 blockers that can stop the Tsunorizamon from being swung over. But thanks to the Davis and Ken, up to 4 memory now. Still looking for that level 5. Just explaining here that the Tsunorizamon actually might be able to chip out the win for the game unless the cycle comes down. Gonna go for the Dino Veemon in order to suspend Mechanorimon. It won't unsuspend during that next turn. Still searching. And gonna go for the Dragon mode, but not gonna take the draw. So it doesn't actually have to confirm that Digivolution. I'm gonna swing in first for game, which is going to force one of the blockers. And he is going to tap the Kazu in order to draw 1 trash 1, just get a little bit of cycle ready for his next turn, see if he can do anything with that Tsunoriza. So that's 1 blocker down. Dragon mode going to come out. And that's going to bring out the Lydramon and Veemon, which can't attack because they were just played this turn. But the Pyldramon DNA is in for 0. That's going to bottom deck that second Guardramon, meaning there's nothing left to stop a swing for game. A 2-0 series here. And a pretty interesting Justimon deck if you do want to try it out for yourself. Here's the profile. And probably the last time you're going to be seeing this exact Imperaldramon before we switch into the BT9 format when it finally hits the UK. But as always, thank you if you made it this far in the video. I'll see you in the next one.